Well, I need to welcome you back, and we're still with the big story for today. We're taking a critical look at the proposed strike and protest action that will be backed by the Nigerian Labour Congress. And not just looking at that only, but looking at what played out yesterday, the eve to the proposed strike and protest by the Nigerian Labour Congress. And that is the final implementation of the Orosai report after 12 years on the shelves, with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu giving the Secretary to the Government of the Federation just 12 weeks to implement that policy. Many are saying would it really help to deal with the high cost of governance that many Nigerians have always complained about. Having 263 ministry, department and agency now being prumbed down to about 161. Are we really going to save a lot? And what direction should that be? But anyway, we'll say having that direction right here on the show. Excuse me. And I see I have no other person. The activist Kevin Ojomodum, National Secretary, Human Rights Protection Congress, and the State PRO for the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights. But it would be right for me to say it's now time for us to go on a break, get message from our sponsors, and when we come back, more discussion right here on the Big Story Request today.
Oh, yeah, follow the road, auto better quality. If you talk gas matter, oh, yeah, follow Benetta. Gas with the better quality. Benetta gas where they full rich man to Benetta gas. Delivery brother na shopal. Benetta gas no mango. Benetta gas different type of gas cylinder. Benetta gas we go last you well. Benetta gas matter Benetta now do. Benetta gas service in a them they run. Benetta make you carry go.
For gas matter and home delivery, make you wire Benetta gas plant for 080-6745-7890 and 080-5904-7722. Benetta gas plant, the Etekwele of gas matters.
It's colorful, so colorful, wow! It's Oza Furniture and Interior Merchant, a leading name for luxurious furniture at ultra-modern super showroom. Well-stocked is now located near you for the sales and installation of long-lasting exotic and quality interior and exterior furniture for your living space, such as foreign Turkey royal chairs and sofas, glass, wooden and marble royal dining tables and chairs, conference tables and chairs, executive office tables, reception tables, orthopedic office chairs, etc. Oza Furniture and Interior Merchant has in stock royal king-size and queen-size beds, wardrobes, mirror consoles, wall frames and artworks for decoration, wine bars, big TV shelves and TV stands, gym equipment like motorized gym bicycles, gaming chairs, treadmills, outdoor swing chairs, etc. All at affordable prices. We deliver with our vehicles. To make your home that cozy paradise, locate our super showroom along DSC Expressway opposite Platinum Banquet Place, beside Ugboloposo Junction, Efru, Delta State. Or call 0806-394-3198 or 0703-368-7179. Uzo Furniture and Interior Merchant for comfortable home interior furniture experience.
Well, it's an experience that many Nigerians are saying we need to do something about. I'm talking about the present hardship being experienced by a whole lot of Nigerians, and the recent call by organized labor for a strike action and a protest to follow through. But we'll still follow through with that discussion later. Let's still remain with the issue of the Orosai report that after 12 years, since 2011, when that report came out, it's now finally been implemented by this administration, and we got wind of that after the Federal Executive Council meeting that was chaired by no other but President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Having no other person but Mohammed Idris coming out to say, well, this is the direction that this administration wants to go as it concerns implementation of that very recommendation from Orosai. Well, anyway, we're looking at it and be looking at every angle. In case you're joining us, we looked greatly at why now, looking at the eve of the planned protest, and why after 12 years, and in all likelihood, what will be the gain for that implementation, and why did the previous administration fail to do so. All of that took center stage on the first half of the discussion. Let's continue. I still want us to remain with the Orosai report as we really wrap things up. Now, let's look at some of the key recommendations in that very report. And for example, the Nigerian Diaspora Commission is to be to become an agency under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So we're not going to have the Ministry of Nigerians in Diaspora, but now is going to merge with that of Foreign Affairs. And funny enough, NEMA is now going to merge with that of the Refugee Commission. And the one that caught my fancy, knowing it's in the media aspect, is the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria is to merge with Voice of Nigeria, and well, we have a whole lot of others. But where we have to stand now is that we do know that the Minister for Labour and Employment came out yesterday to say there will be no job loss. That we do know is not the basic truth. Many Nigerians will lose their job on account of this. And as it stands, inflation is put at 43% and being projected to be 43% in 2024, up from 33.3% in 2023. And we having large numbers of Nigerians that will lose their job on account of this measure. And we're already going through difficult time. And you do know the ripple effect one person that works has on a lot of persons. Do we need this at the moment? Looking at the job loss that will definitely come on account of this measure.
You know,
and the ripple effects we have on an economy that is already on its knees.
In the economic paradigm shift, you must have some of these shortfalls. First, let's look at the general gains before individual gains.
Okay.
Now, in the entirety of this report and this implementation, it will help first and foremost to keep money in the coffers of federal government, which can be utilized to develop other sectors. Now, if, for example, the monies that is gotten from these other ministries that have been merged will now be used to fix our refineries and perhaps fix our power sector.
That have not been fixed.
That have not been fixed for
on account of even subsidy being removed.
For decades. Then we can say this person that will be leaving the office, at least they will have something to fall back to, because they will be given their payoff. Some will be given compensation and all of that. And some of them will still find their feet in the system, regardless of the relationship they've built over the years. Having said that, yes, in every policy, it must have effect. But when the effect affects the people more, then the policy needs to be readjusted. But in this one, we've clamored for it for years. Yeah. Because we've looked at the gray areas. Now the cost of governance is too high. It's exorbitant. So cut it down. And now the president has said, okay, well, I'll agree. We'll merge ministries together, we'll merge some together, and at the end of the day, where we're spending perhaps 2 billion, we'll not spend 1 billion. So that 1 billion that's supposed to be spent will be used for other great areas of the economy to match its economic policy. Now, it's a good one. Now, those have been in government for years. They've enjoyed most of the leverage in this ministry that they've occupied. And it's time for them to say, okay, we're merging. Now, the best hands. If the president would use the best hands, if they don't use them, at the end of the day, electricity and the politician to...
Now, just what you said. Sorry to cut you there, because you also raised another important question that I've been itching to ask. And that question is, for example, the Nigerian Federal Road Safety Corps will be merged with the EFCC and the ICPC. And this talks to us. These agencies were not even able to do their job being alone. Now, merging them together, how are we likely going to see better performance? Because this was the initial argument that arose why it took us 12 years to merge it. Because people were saying, left alone, these departments or ministries could not handle their own job. Agencies could not do their job left alone. Now, having to merge them together and giving them more functions to act, how are we going to see better performance? Should that not be critical in our thinking in dealing with the issue of merger?
I think in the light of Mr. President's view in that regard, the FRSC, they deal with data collations. Now, having these data, it will be easy for them to give out these data to the ICPC and the FCC to track some persons thereafter, because everyone has, all of them, they have a driver licenses. Yeah. They have vehicle registered on their names. So in all of this, they have these data. Because oftentimes I keep wondering, we have different speed of data from one office to another office where we can annex all of them into just one
central body.
The FRSC can give you any data you need, so long as the person is having a valid driver license. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll come, we say NIE. The other day we'll come, we say BVN. Why not put all of this in one ministry to function? And what just the data, just go to NIN office and give you everything.
So you feel the merger will bring about more productivity, better productivity, rather than having them being pressed down on account of too many work to do?
It will bring, because with the expertise of FRS, they will help EFCRS to get data and information from vehicular registration to driver's license and all of that. Then I think if they added the immigration office to that, it would have also been better, whereby they get their passport details and all of that, and you annex all together. Because in all of this, we must not be greedy as Nigerians to think of only us. We must think of the larger society. Because in the same climb, it's country first. Country first. How do we move our country forward before you think of individuals? We've seen in the same climb where people resign from offices where they cannot function. But in Nigerian context, people also, they want to leverage on their offices for decades as long as they can be there. So I think for me, going forward, personally, my own opinion is it's a welcome development. Let the merger continue. Then let's keep watching them. If they're not doing well, we'll call them out. Nigerians must understand something, that it's not enough to just talk. Having Nigerians have gone to the court to file a suit against their local government chairman, to file a suit against contractor that you see a road in your constituency that is not well done, file a suit. It is your fundamental right, but they won't do. Or you just make noise on the media. You go and do blackmail on the media, and then you go home and sit. No, you've not solved any problem. I believe in prevention than it's happening. I believe in what do we do to prevent it from happening. Hence, at the CSO, we always match our words with actions. We left here to Abuja to petition the federal government, and today they've started the Benin Federal Road. It's we did on our own. It was a pain for us to go to Abuja. We spent about 4 days. Went to National Assembly, met with the senator representing Delta Central. And he gave us a word that this whole project will kick off in January. And really, when I went to Benin, I saw that they gave the contract to 3 contractors working simultaneously to ensure that road is fixed. It's a good one. We have a calling for them to do the East-West Road. We have this area generate the revenue for the country. So we must enjoy the dividends of it. So in all of this, I think kudos to Mr. President. We've called for this report to be implemented. Now it's implemented. Let's also watch closely to see the monies that will be gotten from these ministries that we made. Let's see what they're going to do. If they're not going to do, we'll call them out.
Okay, anyway, we'll definitely now call out the issue that will take center stage in our discussion today. And in case you joined us, we just took an initial half, the issue of the Rosai report that is 12 years in the making, and our final implementation was done just yesterday by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ending that long wait and cry on account of high cost of governance and having some ministries duplicate same functions and just get salaries on account of it, doing the same thing. And sometimes many will even argue that creating such like ICPC and EFCC that have similar mandates is just like having 2 persons wrestle for the same job, and at the end of it you get nothing in return. But anyway, we need to turn to the issue now, and we'll look at the proposed strike and plan action, the protest action rather, that the Nigerian Labour Congress says they will definitely go ahead. Well, anyway, we do know that the Trade Union Congress has pulled out of it, as much as we have 63 CSOs that have always also indicated their interest in not being a part of that very protest. And the reason is not far-fetched. They feel with the present heightened tension in the country on account of the hardship many Nigerians are experiencing, and it's already a soak-charged tension. If that protest goes ahead, it might really lead to chaos, so being felt by the TUC and also the NLC. But my question to you, activist Kevin Ojomodo, yes, irrespective of the pressure being mounted on the NLC, they said they are embarking on the road of protest and strike. And well, for today and tomorrow, even with the soaked tension in the country at the moment. Now, do you see it as a wise move of the NLC going ahead with this protest, irrespective of even reports coming from the DSS indicating that it might be hijacked, and pleaded with them that please go ahead, don't do it. But at least we saw what the NSC said yesterday, telling the Nigerian security agents it's your constitutional duty to better protect the protesters, and on our own part, we'll try to be peaceful. But do you see also all the wisdom in it for the NLC to embark on this strike? A question. Just a question.
Yes, you see, Nigerians are hungry, and a hungry man, they say, is an angry man.
Most certainly.
In Maslow hierarchy of needs, I always stated, he said the first need of man is food,
Most certainly.
shelter, and clothing, before the need to be loved and be liked comes in. Now, Nigerians have been taken for granted over the years by government at all levels. The local government chairman, the state governors, and the presidency. My organization, for example, Human Rights Protection Congress, we've written to the 36 governors and the president to attend to the plight and the yearnings of Nigerians. That's how we did our own protest. We did a press briefing at the DSC runabout to hear our grievances. That it's high time you look at the great issues. Okay. What are the concerns of our citizens and attend to them? Rather hiding under the guise of the president that's not giving us money, whereas people share money at every month and we don't see on ground what this money is being used for. And people drive exorbitant cars and all of that, exotic cars and all of that, and the at the expense of the masses who are the taxpayers. Having said that, I also say, in looking at the present security architecture of Nigeria, is a protest that is not well managed will snowball into a crisis. And a crisis not well managed can lead to a war situation. And Nigeria is so volatile at the moment. Okay. We do not want a breakdown of law and order. Now, you can have a good intention to protest and you come out with your people and you're going on the way. Criminal hoodlums might be on the wayside, robbing people of their belongings. Good service. You are not armed with security gadget to fight back those people. What happens at the end of the day? Will not put the lives of people at risk and jeopardy. 2020, the NSAS protest we did, I was among the conveners in the state. We were 14 that planned the entire protest. We had all issues, security issues. We look at feeding, we look at logistics, we look at lightings at night. We look at all of this, we cost it. And we started it running. Day one, peaceful. Yeah. Day two, peaceful. Day three, there was a certain boy named Weber at the full roundabout. I warned him day two of the protest. When I was collecting money from people, he would block the road and say, give me money, give me 500. And I would say, stop it. Don't do this. You don't extort people by saying we should end SARS. Why are we angry for SARS? Because they are extorting our people for money. Yes. You are asking people that pass the road now to give you money. Yeah. I said, what are you doing? And I said, okay, sorry, bros. Then he left. The next morning, while I went to talk to check my other people there to see if everywhere was peaceful, on coming back, he was dragging with a tanker rider. The man gave me 500 naira. I said the man was giving 1,000 naira. And angrily, the driver pushed him. So the driver felt, okay, he has rolled out of there. He never knew he was still on the ground. He rolled the tanker on him and he died. But so rest in peace. And the minute he died, the protesters, they set the tanker ablaze. The driver scouted into the mammy for safety. Now the tanker product got burned close to the mall. If it wasn't well managed, it would have also carried fire into the mall. And the mall will have thousands of people that are working, Deltans working, assistant abrass working there, they'll be jobless. People who are taking loans from bank to invest in that place, they also lose their money. Some protesters were about to even entering the mall to go and loot when naval officers from NNS they came and took over the environment to ensure nobody comes in. Now, in all of this, we never envisaged that it will get to a point whereby it will be hijacked. While we were there, we were moving to Warri prison to go and break into prison. We called the area commander, the Garba, that ASP Garba, that people are going to break prison, they are not part of us. And else we call up the protest on day 3. You agree with me that also they did the NEFCC protest in Ugeli, started in Ugeli, and they poured out 22 trucks. Yeah. Carrying cement belonging to people. Are those cement owned by EFCC? The answer is no. Now you put the man that owns the truck and the cement in jail. Some will fall into depression and they will die. At those costs, our carelessness. NEFC, you are burning trucks in Ugeli. How does it add up? And what right do you have to even say you want to end the FCC? An institution of government, of parliament, that's going about doing their legitimate work, you said you should end them. If you want to end the meaning, you want to end the government of the day. And no government will sit back and watch you inflict pain on other people. Because I keep telling people, I said, where my right stops, your own right starts. If by doing my protest, I feel on your right, then I'm not being sincere or being patriotic. Of course. It is the right of the Nigerian citizens to carry out their protest, good and by and large. I've not protested before. I've learned our lessons. Hence I'm telling them, bro, this is not the way to go. Let's further do apply 3 C's. Let's consult, consolidate before we confront the government. And if we want to protest, let's go to the government house and meet them and talk to them that this is what we want, giving them a 7 days or 14 days ultimatum. Don't just go block roads, deprive people from going about their businesses and you start robbing people. And intelligence gathering I got personally, not from police, not from BSS. Personally, as a street comrade, I went to the nooks and crannies. Some were saying that on Friday, as protest start, they go run to that police station, sell their fuel, run to where they sell a bag of rice, stock their house to December. Are those experts? The woman selling the bag of rice, she took loan from somewhere to do her business. Now, if that one runs to liquidation, what happened? Economy will die. Why would call for the government to also change? We also need a change of mind. Okay. Somebody employ you to work in a factory, you steal the whole thing in the factory as a storekeeper. And next day you're coming to say government is bad. What have you also done where you work as an individual? And those who do not have a job should not call for protest. As an activist, activism is not a job. It's something you do for a passion of it. You need to have a job by the wayside. So you don't compromise the struggle at the end of the day. I'm a farmer. I'm an MC. I have ways I get my money. So you that doesn't even have an investment, calling for protest because you want the country to burn and the state to burn, because you don't have an investment to hold on to, you must rethink. And in this guys, that led to the chaos they had at Jesse about in the front on Friday. Where some citizens said, you told us you weren't going to protest, why are you coming out to protest? And there was a fight. Thank God for the military and the police who came in to rescue the situation that day, if I've gone into something else. Now, in all of this, TUC, I've listened to the voice of reason, they backed out. 25 CSO also backed out. My CSO, we are not part of the protest. Okay. We must, the country is too test at the moment. And if it burns, we won't regret it. I know what I'm saying.
But anyway, there will be no regret for me to plead with you that we need to go on a break now. And when we come back, we'll continue our discussion centered on the proposed, the planned protest and strike. That will definitely kickstart today. And will be organized by organized labor, but Nigerian Labour Congress to be precise. And when we come back, more discussion on that, as we will try and make it really interactive when we open up our lines and get your reactions to it. Let's go on a break.